This video explains how to create and test a programmable controller-compatible component. Import the conveyor and test it with the ladder program as follows. Before operating Gemini, open a GXWorks 3 project. Return to Gemini. Select the Modeling tab and model a component by the following steps. Import the conveyor geometry. Select an element to be included in the component and click Import. The imported geometry is added to the 3D world as a new component. To operate the component as a conveyor, click Wizards and select Conveyor. Use the default options. Do not select the checkbox of Add Creator at Path Begin. Click Create Conveyor Behaviors. The settings required to operate the component as a conveyor have been added. Close the conveyor window. Check the component graph window. Statistics has been added to monitor the flow and status of objects. Path for the objects to flow on the conveyor has been also added. Input and output are used for transferring objects in and out of the path. Interfaces for input and output can connect the conveyor and other components in the 3D world. A sensor interface can connect the conveyor and an external sensor. Since a Boolean signal has been added and connected to the path, the operation can be controlled. When the signal value is false, the path is turned off. When the signal value is true, the path is turned on. Select the Home tab. To connect other components to the conveyor, expand feeders under Models by type in eCatalog, and click Visual Components. Double-click Shape Feeder. The feeder and conveyor are connected. Select the conveyor and click Clone on the toolbar. The conveyor is copied and connected. Perform the simulation. Boxes flow on the conveyors. Reset the simulation and connect a sensor to the conveyor by the following steps. Expand conveyor utilities under Models by type in eCatalog and click Visual Components. Add conveyor sensor to the 3D world. Directly connect the sensor to the path with PNP connection. You can change the sensor position by dragging the sensor on the path. Select the Connectivity tab. If the Connectivity tab is not displayed, select the File tab. Click Options and check that Add-on Connectivity is enabled. If it is disabled, enable it. If you change the setting, click OK and restart Gemini. When restarting Gemini, save the components and layout. Select the Connectivity tab and Mitsubishi Electric FA in the Connectivity Configuration window, and click Add Server. Open the GXWorks 3 window and start the simulation. After confirming the start of the simulation, return to Gemini. Select a simulator from the pull-down selection of PC Side Interface in General Settings. Use the default setting here because Gemini is connected to GXWorks 3. Also, use the default settings for CPU series, CPU type, system number, and CPU number in communication settings. In Start Device Points settings, set devices to be used for the connection. In addition to the devices set by default, set M0 for the start device. Click Test Connection. The connection succeeded window appears. Click OK. Click Apply. Pair the input-output of simulation with the server devices. Click the white circle next to Server in the Connectivity Configuration window to connect with the server. The color changes to green. Select Simulation to Server, right-click it to open the menu, and select Add Variables. If the structure on the Gemini side or the latest information is not displayed, right-click an empty space and select Reload Simulation Structure. On the Gemini side, expand Conveyor Sensor, click Sensor Boolean Signal. On the Programmable Controller side, expand X0 and click X0. Click Pair selected to start pairing. The connection is added to paired variables. Close the window. Select Server to Simulation, right-click it to open the menu, and select Add Variables. Add a variable. Expand the conveyor where the sensor is mounted, and click Power On Signal. On the programmable controller side, expand M0 and click M1. Click Pair selected to start pairing. To check that the connection is established, go to the Connected Variables window. In Simulation to Server, the input from the sensor is sent to the programmable controller. In Server to Simulation, a signal to turn on or off the conveyor is sent from the programmable controller. Perform the simulation. Boxes flow because the conveyor signal is true. When the sensor detected the box, the sensor signal became true and the conveyor signal became false. Since the programmable controller program has a timer to reset the server, boxes started to flow again. Display the Gemini and GX Works 3 windows and compare them. Since the interval at which workpieces are generated is short and the sensor is continuously detecting the workpieces, the program has failed. Reset the simulation and select the feeder. Change the interval at which workpieces are generated in creation interval. Change the value from 2s to 8s. Perform the simulation. The sensor detected the box. The conveyor stopped. The second and third boxes started flowing at the same time. By performing the simulation, you can see whether the programmable controller program needs to be corrected. This is the end of the explanation of how to create and test a programmable controller-compatible component. Thank you for watching.